Hello friends, let's continue the second part video, the life of an immigrant. In case if you have missed the first part, this is the bell icon. You can click here to watch the first video, or else you can find the first video details in the description. Kindly excuse for the bad light, but I believe that this video is worth watching because there is lot of live example mentioned in that. So thank you once again for your love. The case, the judgment takes time, and by that time itself, the employer might have heard that this employee is creating the problem or he has gone against the organization. So by that time itself, he will be out from that company, and he will not be allowed to look for any other job as well, because most of the other companies will do a background checking maybe, or the employer of this company will be so strong and powerful that he will be knowing like where is this guy going. So he will make a point that he will tell the other employer itself like, see, this person has gone a case against me, so watch out this guy. By that time itself, the life of that person will be really terrible. So he will, most of the people what do is that they shut their mouth and try to complete the contract. So for an employer who has decided to turn against the employer, will think twice before going for a case. So he'll be forced to work in that organization. He'll be forced to work without salary, or maybe half the salary what is mentioned in the contract, because he can't turn against the employer. He is stuck. He has to work there because he has signed the contract. In case if any accident happens within the organization at the workplace, he is forced to spend money from his pocket because the company can't afford for his medical because they haven't taken insurance for them. Because they know that they have to feed their family as well. They are waiting for their money. So they are forced to continue in the same organization. There are still many immigrants stuck in Middle East countries who are working for penny salary, and they are not going back to their country because they are trying to encash the 2 years contract leave and cash the leave allowance and still continue working with that company. The leave allowance means 1 or 2 months paid salary plus flight ticket one side or two side depending on the company's policy. The other deduction that happens is mainly in the form of fines. In such kind of companies, what actually happens is that the arbab or the powerful person in that organization has the right to deduct salary as per his mood. Why I told specifically by the term mood is because it is through their temporary feeling that today I will deduct this much salary from him. It is as if a pre-planned thing. So in such state, it is not happening in all the organizations, but there are companies within the interiors also. There are certain companies which do deduct employees' salary. Why I told specifically by the term mood is because it is through their temporary feeling that today I will deduct this much salary from him. It is as if a pre-planned thing. So in such state, it is not happening in all the organizations, but there are companies within the interiors also. There are companies which do deduct employees' salary. For example, I am one of the employee who is working in this organization, and my arbab or my boss has told me to make a report. So when I presented the report to him, he found that there is some grammatical mistake. So he tells to me that this time I'm letting you off, but next time if I see a mistake, I will deduct 100 dirham. This is one such case, but there are a number of other cases where these employers have deducted salary for lame reasons and gave excuses that this is for your betterment so that you will be really careful the very next time and so on. But these people are not aware that by doing this, deducting the salary on a regular basis, it is creating a sense of fear that to the employee that I will make a mistake this time. What if I make a mistake this time? And he does make a mistake. Sometimes the fine, the degree of fines goes to such a level that these kind of employees will be working on a negative salary. Negative salary means without paid, and sometimes the degree of the fine might go in such a state that they will deduct in advance for the next month also. This is something happening actually in some of the interiors. These people are sometimes getting no paid for this job, and they can't go to the labor and challenge the employer because they don't have the money. And if they challenge the employer, and in case if the verdict of that case prolongs, it will be difficult for him or her. Sometimes these types of companies, they don't give employment visa to these people. Instead, what they normally does is that they make them work on visit visa. They keep on prolonging the visit visa so that they can make these people work. In such cases, if accident or death happens to such kind of people, these kind of organization will stay away from it. They will not hold responsibility. They will stay back from giving the basic compensation. From Asia, the most of the countries that goes to these kind of Middle East countries are from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and from African countries like Nigeria, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and so on. I would like to wind up this video by dedicating this video to one of the person I met in one of the Middle East countries. This person had seen his child for the last time was when he was 1 year old. Now his child is 7 years old and riding a bicycle. Still, he has not been able to go back to his country and see his child. Maybe it is his decision, or maybe it is company's decision. It is debatable. But this is some of the painful truth of being an immigrant.